In this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of a guide with some tips and instructions for the log properties workshop. You can, of course, just do it on your own and submit, but each problem has some points next to it about how much they're worth. Accuracy will count for some, but mostly I'm looking for effort and if you listed everything out. So for example, solve each of the following for X. So in this one, we're actually going to figure out what X is. You've done some problems like this, and you can write your answer in set notation. And something like this one, you know, there's maybe not too much work to show. So that would be like 1 point. You could maybe have a couple of things here or tell me the method you're using or whatever, but it's pretty cut and dry. So on that, you're not going to really have much more than an answer. And you can put your answer in set notation. Stating the domain as well is helpful. The next one, simplify each of the following completely. So what I'm looking for here for A is you're going to boil this all down to one number. So you're going to use your properties to figure that out. Okay, so this, if you look at your properties and find out what that actually is equal to as a number value, and then the same for here, use your properties, and then you're going to get one answer. So write what those are here and here, and then your final answer underneath. The same thing for B. You're going to be using your log properties. You might have to kind of rearrange some things. Like remember, you can put this half that goes in front up here as an exponent and calculate that, and then boil it down as far as you can. And so some of the things will work out that they will either become 1 or cancel or go to 0 on a lot of these. So that's what we're looking for here. So you'll have some simplification happening, and then you can do what we call kind of condense down, and then you'll be able to boil it down to a 1 number answer. Again, same thing. Be careful with this. Make sure you take care of your exponent first. Like do what's up in the exponent. You want to condense first and simplify that and put it, push it back to not be a sum, but just one log, and then you'll have a nice base situation to work out to get an answer. So you're going to show me, what that condense looks like, and then what property, or just use your property and kind of mark on there like I do in the videos, and you'll get an answer. This one will be a little bit larger of an answer, but still just one number left. For D, same kind of thing. I'm going to give you a hint that it helps to start, inside the parentheses. Okay, so you're going to start right in here and figure out what that is, the simplified version of that, and then kind of work your way outward. And again, you'll just get one number answer. It's a smaller number. And for E, this one has a few steps, a little more complicated here. Not too bad, but the first thing you want to do is use your properties. You can, play around with this exponent there first. So one common mistake that people make is when they pull the exponent up here, they don't apply the product to power rule to both factors. So this would be 8 to the 1/2 and then x squared to the 1/2. You have to but apply the power rule. So in essence, that goes up there. So I'll just do this part for you here. Log base A, so that would be 8 to the 1/2 and then x squared to the 1/2 Okay, so that will simplify. Same thing here, you're going to have to do the same process. Make sure you apply that power rule to both factors inside there. And then once you split those apart, you're going to have a subtraction, so you can use your difference to quotient property and then simplify inside. And this one, you will not get just a one number answer. You'll get an expression for that one. Okay, so that's a little bit different there. And if you want me to do any of these out in full, just send me an email. I'm happy to do more details in the video, but I want you to at least try it first. So I'll do those on a case-by-case basis. And then once you submit this, I'll upload the solutions and you can check the ones you missed. So for number 3, this one, you have to use this given information. So log base b of 2 equals u and log base b of 3 equals v. Express the following in terms of u and v. So I'll do one of these just so you can get the gist, but basically I have this is a quotient, right? So I'm gonna split that apart. Log base b, it'll work with any base, 3 minus log base b of 2. Okay, so I'm using that property first, and now I have log base b of 2 is u and log base b of 3 is v. So I just substitute those. So you're looking for breaking these apart, really is what you're doing on this one, splitting them up, and then getting them into something that would be equivalent to these expressions there, and then subbing those with the expressions with v and u. Okay, and we do that to kind of lead you into use substitution, usage, and things like that later in calculus. It'll be helpful. So for number 4, consider the logarithmic function f of x equals ln x. So that's the natural log, and the constant function g of x equals e. Note that g of x is not e to the x. Okay, assume x is greater than 0. And so what you want to do for this one is just to show what this is. So you're going to find f of g of x is just e. So we're going to replace that. So we're getting f of e. And then if we look over here and see that f of e would actually be ln e, then we can, I'll let you go from there, but you know what that should equal, right? So because it's the natural log. So natural log, if you want to write it out the long way, would be log base e of e. So that might help to think about it, but you should get a number for this. Okay, and then this one, you're going to get one value, which you could probably guess what that's going to be. So I'll let you work that one out. And for number 5, given that log base a of x equals 2, log base a of y equals 3, and log base a of z equals 4, find the value of log base a of this big thing. So we have a 4th root of y squared z to the 5th over 4th root of x cubed z to the negative 2. So here's where you're really going to be using some of your exponents just to kind of switch this around. So you know what this 4th root, a tip here is to rewrite this as to the 1/4. Okay, so this whole thing could be to the 1/4 to start you off with. And then go from there and use your, what the square root is as an exponent, and kind of just rearrange things so you're putting everything into, you're stretching it out, expanding it out, using that, like basically the product to the sum property. And then once you get everything looking like these expressions here, you're going to substitute in the numbers and come up with a numerical answer. Okay, so that one's a little bit trickier, so try to write out as much work as you can to get credit. Now these are for 7, it's lookalikes. So it's saying some of the things might be a property, some of the things might not be a property. And you might be like, oh, well, she just had a typo. No, I want you to tell me, is that true or false, right? Is this really true? You could actually do it out on a calculator and see if it works. But justify your reasoning, you can just show me one case where it doesn't work to pick false. If it's true, you should show the property. Okay, so you might do a little sketch work there or tell me the property. If it's false, you can show me proof of just one case. But I like this activity because it's like, oh, is that really true? Is it something, that just kind of looks the same, but is not? And again, like, we can talk about these if you want to email me or post on the discussion board. I did put up an optional discussion board for you guys. I don't get notifications for that, so it's better to email me on those, but make sure you say what class you're in and what assignment and the number, and it's best to send me an attachment with a picture of what you've tried so far. So that's it for this little video tips thing. Again, if you're stuck on some, just ask me before you turn it in on this one. Like, you can just get some help from me or from each other. And this is a good kind of help to study for quizzes and tests and things. All right, so have a great day.